Alrighty, welcome back everyone. It is LaughNgamez here. I'm back with another Starcraft 2 1 versus 1 bot AI cast. We have got ourselves what should be a good one here today. It's gonna be Caninana, the Red Zerg, taking on Sharpened Edge, a Protoss bot that I'm sure I must have cast at some point in the past, but not for quite a while. And it's always cool to see more Protoss bots. So we've got ourselves a PvZ on the map Hard Lead, the AI edition, but more importantly, it is a bot versus bot match where the rules are quite different. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna see which one of these two bots comes out on top. And before we do, though, make sure to go ahead and click that like button. You guys are the best at doing it on this channel. If we can hit, oh, I don't know, what's a random number? Today is the 17th, so let's go for 17 likes on this video. We have a cool bit of attempt for that drone to get a hatchery down. Sharpened Edge is being a real pain, seemingly accelerating then unaccelerating to really mess with Caninana, actually preventing this hatchery from going down. That is really cool by Sharpened Edge. The drone is getting the odd stab in, it seems, but I wonder why it's bugging Caninana out here, because like it's just moving around. I don't know why Caninana's not just actually getting the attacks off. That's really interesting. Definitely some in-depth mechanics in play there. We do have a couple lings out for Caninana that will kill that probe, but that was a big delay. And oh man, Caninana is really bugging out because of this. Bugging out so hard that I had to stop my intro spiel. Ladies and gentlemen, go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you're not already. Leave a comment saying more bots. You guys always are the best when it comes to doing that, and it really helps out with the YouTube algorithm. You can say absolute gibberish in that comment section, but it helps get these bot games out there. And I was reading a little bit on Sharpened Edge. All the bots on SC2 AI, where these replays are from, they actually have descriptions. So if you ever want to check out the details on the bots, what the bot authors wrote about them, you can see that online. And so like Sharpened Edge, I didn't know, actually won a much earlier iteration of ProBots, the main bot tournament, back in 2019. So at one point, Sharpened Edge was one of the top bots. And I think it is still being updated, but to what extent, I'm not too sure. And I think it is going to be going for a one-base push. So we'll see how well Caninana does against that. Caninana, of course, was a little bit delayed, but that's almost regular for this Zerg bot. Caninana tends to go for a much later hatchery anyway. We're also seeing a good number of lings on the way with Burrow, too. So we'll see if Sharpened Edge's presumably one base attack is going to work against Caninana. Okay, so the third base is going up for the Zerg. Caninana tends to play it pretty safe and make lots of units to defend early on. I'm not sure what it's seen. It's not very reactive in general. It just tends to play it sort of safe, middle of the road. And I wonder if it's because of the matchup that it's electing to make just mass lings instead of roaches like it sometimes does. And lings are pretty darn good against stalkers, against immortals, so Sharpened Edge may have a tough time pulling this push off. 2 immortals and a prism, however, is the dream for Protoss. Now those warp gate or those gateways are going to turn into warp gates as Sharpened Edge continues on with its production. Sharpened Edge does also speed mine, so it's got that important update going on. A lot of you can really tell if a bot is modern or not if it's got the speed mining. Now Caninana is getting ready to receive this attack. Well, I mean, not really doing too much to get ready for it. It does fire out a few lings, gets a couple more queens on the way, so it seems to have some idea that this is coming, or it's just programmed very well to play safe. We do have Stalkers, however, getting way too far ahead, trying to grab that queen. A big fail by Sharpened Edge, attacking on in. I mean, a few of those Stalkers get rescued, but that was a disaster. The Stalkers being able to see that queen, they wanted it, but they were not able to get it. And all of a sudden, we're seeing why gateway units do not do well against mass lings. These immortals, I mean, something's gonna have to die, as you could only fit so much in that prism. The micro is good, and there's a couple more gateways on the way for Sharpened Edge, but that wasn't it. I mean, 2 Stalkers are left, 1 Stalker left. Caninana just shut this down very hard. 1 more Immortal's coming to the front, but Sharpened Edge seems to be lacking the reinforcements. It fired up a few more gateways, so it can warp in more units, but like, if Sharpened Edge just made Zealots in this game, like, if you redid this game with Zealots or Adepts with Sharpened Edge, who knows, maybe it does a lot better. The Prism, however, gets targeted down by the Queens, the Immortal gets caught. I think we are looking at Caninana just showing us why it's one of the top bots. It cannot be cheesed out easily. And so, things are looking pretty darn rough for Sharpened Edge. I think it's just a matter of time now, as, I mean, what is it? 5 Stalkers and an Immortal against 31 Lings. Now would be a good time, I suppose, for me to say that this video is actually going to be a Wumbo Combo bundle deal. It's going to be 2 bot games in one video. Playing this from the start. That's what I do when I tend to select a couple shorter replays to cast. So we have got, yeah, just Caninana macroing up. I do believe it's just a matter of time. Sharpened Edge may go for another attack. Stalkers and Immortals. The Immortals are waiting for another Prism to come out to support them, but this is basically the exact same attack, just minutes later against much more Zerg. And there's even a Robo-Bay on the way for Sharpened Edge. That's bizarre. I wonder what that's for. The Stalkers get distracted by a single Overseer. That's not good. And we do actually have an expansion going up for Sharpened Edge, so Sharpened Edge is actually trying to play this one out. It's a darn tall order. I wonder if it's going to make Colossus or something? What's it going to make here with this Robo-Bay done? It's not got the money to make much right now, as it's down to 4 mineral patches, so we'll need to saturate up that base pretty darn soon. Sharpened Edge does say in its description that it goes for a wide variety of strategies, so I do kind of wonder if it does have some more macro-focused modes. It is good to see that it at least threw up a Nexus, and it is kind of just hanging out for now. Caninana is a Turtle Zerg bot, so it won't attack till it hits 200 supply, but when it does, hell is going to rain down on Sharpened Edge, that's for sure. That extra Nexus is done. There's now a Twilight Council on the way. So the Robo was made, and the Robo Bay was made, and it's yet to do anything. As this one Overseer still causes problems. Immortals on the front lines. Probes do transfer. And there is a Colossus on the way. Colossus are pretty good against Zerg. But that Colossus is going to have to contend with 92 Lings, some Hydras and Roaches and Festers on the way. Cinnamon Spice and everything nice for Caninana. 24 probes against 85. I think we are just waiting for the end for Sharpened Edge. Okay, here we go. Okay, this is like if you've played the Starcraft 2 campaign, this is going to be like the final mission. Defend against the Zerg swarm as long as you can. Unfortunately, the Colossus goes to the wrong side of town, gets caught by some Lings. I mean, it is definitely still dealing that double damage there. That Colossus do in the bot version of the game. But man, oh man, this is just the swarm coming out of Caninana here. And it does seem like Sharpened Edge says dishwashers really do blunt knives. I always forget that until I cast a Sharpened Edge game. But that's because I don't use a dishwasher. Let me know if you guys use a dishwasher in the description down below. That's a good comment to leave. I'm in the camp that they're more trouble than they're worth, but then I know that it depends if you got a big family or whatever. Kind of changes things. We're going to get into the next match. I'll see you guys in just a minute once Caninana cleans house. Okay, here we are into the next match. It's going to be another Sharpened Edge game. Some days I seem to just lock onto one bot and be like, yes, let's cast this bot today. And now we've got Xena being the opponent. So actually a PvP, which is a matchup we don't see in a lot in these bot casts. So Sharpened Edge definitely going to have another tough match ahead of it, as Xena is the second highest ranked bot there is. Caninana was number 3. But Xena's Protoss, I will say, I think it is the weaker of the races that Xena plays. Then again, Xena is so random, it's really hard to tell. But yeah, I do hope everyone is okay with me casting some of the shorter games. I tend to cast a lot of long games on this channel, proportionally. But a lot of the bot games are under 10 minutes, 5 minutes, some of them. And so we do have to cast, not that we do, but it is good to cast some of the shorter ones, because you're just missing so much of what happens if you only cast the games that are a convenient one match YouTube length. And so that's why I do like doing these longer matches. We've got Xena going for a cheeky proxy pylon. Sharpened Edge is going for a pylon at the front. And the Protoss bot, well, they're both Protoss bots. The red Protoss bot hasn't made anything yet. It looks like it's actually going for an expansion, potentially. As, yeah, it doesn't have a lot. The Zealot is just being a door for Xena. So Xena going for the Zealot in the door in this matchup, which would definitely be vulnerable to a double Gateway Adept opening. But oh man, Xena is going for the cheese here. Proxy Stargate, it's been a while since I've seen this one. I think this is actually probably one of the stronger builds that Xena has. I think I saw it beat Eris with this a long time ago. I think it was Xena anyway. And so we'll see if it's gonna be able to find success with that again. Sharpened Edge is floating a lot of resources here. I'm wondering what that's for. It's yet to start Warp Gate research, so Sharpened Edge, yeah, does seem to be just delaying its spending, because it's not going for a 2-base push. It's just saving up lots of money. It's getting its own Stargate, but that is very, very late compared to that of Xena. Xena is getting up a battery and cannon, but that is on the other side of the map. And there's going to be 2 Stalkers out to fight off a Void Ray. We'll see how well the micro is, but now batteries are going on up. Xena is just such a killer here. Sharpened Edge did scout out, but it didn't really see too much. We see Sharpened Edge going for a Tempest Rush, apparently. But now, all of a sudden, it's going up against a Void Ray. This Stalker is not microing well, as the Void takes one of them down. And oh man, I think we could just be looking at a wash. Wait, where are you going, Probes? Oh my gosh, are the Probes just going for the pylon? Sharpened Edge seems to think it's found the solution to this cheese. I don't even know how it scouted this, but it's just all right, I got nothing. Definitely not the best game from Sharpened Edge. You can tell that the regardless of the cheese, you can tell that the build wasn't necessarily too optimized, as it keeps trying to rebuild this. The build wasn't necessarily too optimized with just the mass minerals and no gas. The speed mining further increases that. And then we have just bought things here, as this poor pylon is the target. Oh man. What a game this was. The Probes do actually kill everything off, so if Sharpened Edge scouted that and did that sooner, it would have been fine, but unfortunately now the Probes have elected to pick a fight with the Void Rays, as it will then just keep building this pylon. If it built 6 at a time, maybe it could get one up, but these 2 Void Rays are just killing everything. Xena's got good redundancy on the other side of the map. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, games like this are going on on the bot ladder, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Things like this are happening, and it's just cool, this world that's been created by bot authors. Both of these bots, very good bots, of course. And I know sometimes the bots look a little goofy, but I can't overstate just how difficult it is to program a bot. And I know sometimes people in the comments do say things like, oh, these bots are trash or whatever. It's like, it's incredibly difficult to program a bot. Like, even the best bots, like Eris, like Xena, they sometimes have moments where they just don't execute properly. And so it's just like, if the best bots aren't succeeding all the time, then it just goes to show that like anything underneath them is gonna have quirks in games like this. And yeah, well done to both these bot authors. Sharpened Edge did win a Probots back in the day. I think it's just a testament to how far these bot games have come. And yeah, ladies and gentlemen, thanks so much for tuning in. If you enjoyed these goofy games, go ahead, subscribe if you made it to the end of this video. Join the Discord, which is linked down below. We got a nice little bot community growing there. We're all totally humans, not bots. And yeah, leave a comment, leave a like. If you want to support this kind of content, become a YouTube member. I don't have a patron, but that is the best way to support the channel. I'll see you guys next time. Thanks so much for tuning in.